everybody. Welcome back. It's my time of the month, which means it's time to laugh at some people who have no idea how girls work. It's become a tradition. Am I the a-hole for laughing hysterically after a date kept insisting to me that women have periods from their butts? Oh, I need a good laugh. I need a good laugh right now. Let's do it. There was this guy who I have gone on a few dates with within the last couple of months. He's nice, and so far we only progressed to going on public dates, but about a week ago we finally decided to have a nice date at my place. Since it was going to be at my place, I let him know before that I was on my period, because I wasn't sure what expectations he had or where his boundaries were yet, and we agreed to just have a nice takeout dinner and watch a movie. He comes over and we eat, then sit down on the couch to pick a movie, and when he says that it sucks that I was on my period, then he said he thought it was so strange that women give birth through the vagina but have periods from their butts. This was a completely unpromoted statement from him, and I'm not sure how we got on the topic, to be honest. I asked him what he meant by that, and he said again exactly what he had said before. I kind of smiled, assuming that he was very much just joking, and said, oh yeah, so weird, thinking he was gonna start laughing soon to end the joke. He didn't. And instead, he started talking about his first and only girlfriend he had in high school and how she used to complain about bad period poops all the time. Unrelated, but still related. At this point, I asked him if he's being serious, and he looked a little confused and says he is. I asked him to explain how he came to that conclusion, and he explained that his first experience being around periods was his high school girlfriend, and before then, he had never received or seen much information. He understood it was something that happened inside the body, and that blood came out somewhere, but assumed that it came from the vagina. Until he heard her complaining and realized it actually came out of the butt. It was very unexpected coming from a 22-year-old man. I somehow managed to keep my composure when I told him that periods do, in fact, come out of the vagina and not butts. He looked confused and then a little frustrated and started insisting to me that I was wrong and kept saying, "Are you sure?" I mean, I may have to do my research, but also, I don't have to do my research. I think that that's pretty much a fact. Eventually, he conceded that most women must have periods like that, but some, hence his ex-girlfriend, have their periods from their butts. He could not understand, no matter how many times I tried to explain it to him, that he simply had come to the wrong conclusion and misinterpreted his girlfriend's words. The whole situation became so much that I started to laugh. I was doubled over, clutching my stomach, crying, laughing over this whole debacle, and he sat there red-faced, continuing to try and argue with me. Eventually, he said he was ready to leave and did before we could watch a movie. I felt bad for laughing after he left because I could tell that had been when he decided to leave. And he also texted me later that night to say he had done a little bit of research on his own and that he was no longer interested in pursuing any sort of relationship because he couldn't stand to be with someone who laughed at someone for not understanding. Am I the a-hole? It's not that she laughed at you for not understanding. It's that you insisted that you knew more about periods than her. Okay? Not the a-hole. Are you sure? Yeah. I'm pretty sure we know where we bleed from. Thanks for the laughs. Agreed. Thank you so much. I read the title and was like, bruh, not the a-hole. That is so funny. The post did not disappoint. He was no longer interested in pursuing any sort of relationship because he couldn't stand to be with someone who laughed at someone for not understanding. Okay, again, that's not what she was laughing at. What the heck is this? You dodged a bullet, OP. Text him back and tell him that you're no longer interested in pursuing a relationship with a guy who leaks mansplaining all night and still doesn't know which hole it comes from. Not the a-hole. He's also a 22-year-old man, but has no idea how menstruation works. That's something you learn in elementary school. After a relationship, he has to be mentally preventing himself from knowing at that point. He, a man, told a woman how women's bodies work. Like, more grossly, he told a menstruating woman how menstruation works. No, listen, come here, I can show you. You wanna see? No? Then shut up! No, I'm serious. It's like, it's literally happening right now. Right now. To me. Oh, you silly. Excellent. What a lovely beginning to this video. Well done, you are not the a-hole, my dear. I have decided. My daughter's head teacher. What do you think? I'm seeing sloped shoulders, short arms, thin wrists, short torso, long legs, and big gap between the legs. Hips, shoulders look the same. I really don't like this thing. Friends of a friend. Just look at the size difference in facial features. His are tiny, hers are massive. And those eyes. I think what you're referring to is camera angles. Wow, y'all really figured this out, eh? Why do people do paternity tests but not maternity tests? Is this proof of sexism against men? Huh? It's pretty obvious who gave birth to a child. On the other hand, the father can be questionable. This is biology, not bias. Because you're probably gonna notice when you give birth. It's like a 99% chance you'll know that you had a baby. Oh, this has got to be the worst app known to mankind. Cycle tracking. Upcoming period. Your period may start any day in the next 3 weeks. Wow. Wow, you really narrowed it down, didn't ya?
Excellent work.
Thank you, period tracker. That's most helpful. I hit puberty pretty young, so I had a bigger bust than literally everyone in my grade. People started treating me differently. Girls were meaner. Guys stopped treating me like a person and more like entertainment. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. If you don't want that attention, why did you let them get that big? What? If you eat high fats, saturated fats, it will go straight to your butt and boobs. Like for men, it goes to our stomach. It indicates wealth, status, and masculinity. Or feminine for you, so it's good to have them big. But if you don't want attention, then why did you eat so much? No. Really? Come on now. If you don't want big breasts, just don't eat. The fuck? Can you imagine how much people would save on breast implants and breast augmentations if you could just go on a diet, not eat fatty foods, and then they would shrink or grow? Thank you for explaining that to me. I think you're really onto something. So some ladies deliberately get pregnant for up to 4 months to their birthday for their boobs to become big, terminate the baby weeks to their birthday just to look good in their photo shoots.
Yup.
Oh, yes, that's what we do. We all do this. I do this yearly. Right before hot girl summer, just get a little pregnant. You'll fill out your bathing suit much better. Oh, I really needed a laugh today, so thank you for this. This is so funny. It's so funny. I'm so tired of having to listen to women complain about something that is
100% their fault.
First of all, periods are disgusting. Why do you feel the need to tell everyone and their mother, sorry, I'm in a bad mood, it's that time of the month? What is wrong with you? Your entire job is to be aesthetically pleasing and add femininity. But instead, you're slunched over, holding your gut, whining. Nothing about it is sexy, but the mental picture is worse, which is where it comes to being your fault. You are not a man, which means your maternal ancestors didn't hunt. They were at most gatherers and ate from the land. Oh, did you confirm that by science? Did you do your research? I can see you are very knowledgeable. Instead of salads and grains and fruits, I see you monsters shoving burgers and steaks and chicken in your face. Nuggets! Your body's trying to get rid of all that, and so it's bleeding that animal graveyard you call a digestive tract out. So I have no sympathy for your exaggerated pain. I actually got into a very large discussion with a man who told me that, if he were a woman, he wouldn't complain about his period because
He would want to overcome that pain.
That pain that we experience on the monthly, that debilitating pain that is actually as painful as a heart attack, according to science. Don't believe me? Doctors have finally ruled menstrual cramps as painful as heart attacks. So we have heart attacks in our uterus every month, and you just think that you would ignore them, act like they don't exist. Guess what, sweetheart? We can do everything you can do bleeding. We might complain about it, but we can still do it. Oh, and for those that are like, don't bring up Marie Claire as a source, you know what? Insider. Doctor says they can hurt more than a heart attack. Independent.co.uk. So let me get this straight. When you have a heart attack, you're just gonna like ignore it and continue about your day, not complain. Oh, don't worry, I'm just having a heart attack right now. It's no biggie. Just that time of the month. I doubt that. I'm engaged to somebody I thought would be a wonderful forever partner. They are witty, good looking, dress well, and have a career working for a nonprofit related to animal rights. Life could not be better, right? Well, no. Recently, I happened to be in the bathroom working on maintaining my beard. When they ran, I don't know why that's funny. When they ran in to use the toilet, I didn't want to see that. What's worse, when they went to wipe after peeing, they pulled out a 5-foot length of toilet paper and folded it over a bunch of times, wiped one time and flushed it away. This sparked a conversation about wastefulness. Because I cannot afford to marry somebody who acts like they live on a golden barge as the Queen of the Nile. I carefully explained how 1 square of toilet paper is fine for wiping. Showed them how you can take that same square, wipe once, and then fold it and wipe, ew, again? Then fold it one last time, and that's 3 wipes. They said I was being unreasonable. Well, yeah, I think they might be right. I believe in compromise, so I bought them their own 1-ply toilet paper. 1-ply? They can use it all they want, but still, they waste my more expensive name brand toilet paper. I cannot believe what I'm reading right now. I suspect this habit stems from their practice of stealing toilet paper from work. So they have no idea how to be a bit thrifty. How can I get them to come around? I cannot have a life of this. What if their relatives come by and are just as wasteful? I'm actually speechless right now. You were considering marrying a person until you saw how they wipe? You're not gonna marry a person because they use more than 1 square of toilet paper. You should drop this and let your partner do whatever they want in the bathroom. You put career in quotation marks, so my suspicion is that you either don't take their work seriously or you make more than them and feel an additional financial burden. If the latter is the case, you should have a budget conversation prior to getting engaged where you both share your financial philosophies and try to work through any differences in the ways you relate to money. This isn't about toilet paper. Even with inflation, the price difference between a store brand and 1-ply and a name brand Ultra Soft is not going to send you into ruin. So make a budget for those house supplies that you both agree to and stop trying to control your partner's wiping. Imagine having the audacity to tell someone how many squares of toilet paper they can use and how many toilet paper squares they need to use. Let's leave that to us. I will assess that. Thank you. Subscribe!